What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream, special guest in the building. And listen, this was supposed to be an exciting look ahead to the Arsenal season. We're going to beat Brentford tonight, be top of the league by 10 o'clock. But instead, I think it's an emergency Arsenal therapy, man. FFTV, Fran's in the building. What are you saying, my bro?
What's happening? Yeah, it's good that you got me on, man. I think a lot of people need some therapy before the game. You know, it's like the bungee jump. No one wants to do the bungee jump before. They're all scared.
yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. It's like a circus with Arsenal, isn't it? You know, before the game, I got friends who support other teams. Oh, Chelsea have bought Lukaku, United got Sancho. We're moaning about signings, and then we can't even just enjoy the game in peace. You know, we're in all kinds of mad news coming up.
Yeah, well, the problem is we can't even get signings. We can't even deal with the people that we've got already at the club. This is the scariest thing. So I always say to the missus, housekeeping. We're not even dealing with our own housekeeping before we start dealing with other players. And it's just a shambles. And listen, it does not surprise me, the news of what's come out today. And you're going to go into it. It doesn't surprise me. It just adds more nonsense to the absolute circus that we are involved in at the moment.
I mean, listen, before we get into it, listen, FFTV, Fran, link is in the description below for his channel. Go on there and subscribe. Excellent channel. Me and him will be doing a lot of work. And he's also giving away a PS5 at the end of this month. Now, if that ain't worth subscribing for, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? I've subscribed on like 2 different accounts, bro. You know?
man's putting fake accounts all over the place.
My son's got an account on there. I thought, let me go on there as well. You know, it's random, so I want to win.
I've got to get my ads on one. Some of the people, Craig and everyone from this, Craig who comes in my stream as well, he's told me I might have to go Kex and I might have to spend the big bucks. So it is what it is, isn't it? But yes, people, come over to the channel. Like I say, me and Kurt go back a long way. We do some stuff together. And come and join another community as well. So it's like a joint community we've got going on here.
Yeah, man, for real. And like Craig says, man, Friday the 13th has definitely struck for Arsenal. And we're about to see why. I'm going to bring it up on screen. And here it is. David Ornstein, the mouthpiece of Arsenal, comes out with the breaking news earlier on today. Arsenal captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and fellow striker Alexander Lacazette are both unwell. I say unwell when, you know, we're not sure. And therefore will not be available for their side's opening game of the new Premier League season at Brentford tonight. Fran, give me a reaction to that news.
I think we're having our pants pulled down again, mate. I'm not joking. I swear to God. You could not write this, could you?
You couldn't. You just couldn't
write this, could you? I mean, listen, you know how I live. They could be unwell. They could be unwell, right? But being in the game for so long and understanding the game, the chances are more likely that that's a lie and something else is going on behind the scenes. And we've got this rumor that Lacazette, Tammy, etc., which you know what they will go over. But something ain't right, man. This is the first game of the season. Like, you are desperate to get on that pitch. Desperate. So, man, I've played with ankle ligaments, the flu, you know, sore throats, migraines, concussion. And these two will be at home. These two will be on, you know, these big cinema sofas, probably watching the game, having a little jolly up tonight.
It's crazy. Do you know what, Fran? I was reading something that if any players got COVID, the club have to make it public straight away, like to let everyone know and to get all the other players checked and stuff. So, because a lot of people are saying, oh, I wonder if it's COVID. But they're saying they would have had to announce it. So and they're not even saying what it is. They're just saying, oh, illness. What illness? What is it? How come no one else has got it?
It's nonsense. It's nonsense. You know, the old, so I think someone's put it, the old food poisoning one. That
You know when you don't want to go work on a Friday, innit? You wake up, you say, oh, boss, man, I had a bad curry last night. But really,
I don't know, you know. I didn't make it. I don't know.
I never cooked it. I don't know what was in it. Oh my! We're the only club that would need therapy before a game. Like, at least what? You know what I'm saying? Come on, what's going on, man?
Oh, mate.
Oh, it's mad. There are a lot of rumors going around. Obviously, a lot of people saying, Mesut Ozil, a lot of similar things used to happen. Sign the big contract on a day. Oh, my back's aching. I don't fancy it. But two of them.
Listen, now that we're retired, we can say the little sneaky things we used to do, right? Many a times I was like, I'm not feeling today's game. I might pull a sickie, or my hamstring's gone. I'm not really feeling it because my head's thinking about my big night out in Manchester, right? I know what goes through these people's minds. Yeah. So you don't know whether he's just thought, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling Arteta. I'm not feeling our squad. I don't want to go Brentford. If we get turned over at Brentford, it's all hell's getting loose. I'm just going to throw one in.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I've done it myself. So it would not surprise me. And we'll just go, he's ill.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's look on the flip side. Man's calling us Big Meech and Joe Budden, by the way.
listen, you know the community, yeah? I get called everything, by the way. The bold general, the Henri, Joe Budden, Lacazette. I get called everyone,
Oh, to be fair, I'm looking at Lacazette here. Yeah, no. Yo, I'm telling you.
Oh, mate.
It's mad. Big up the community, man, for real. Make sure you like the video as well, people. Listen, Fran, any problem needs a solution. We like to look at life in a positive manner if possible. Martinelli, Balogun. A lot of people saying Eddie and Nketiah's out for 3 weeks. For those who don't know, he's not available.
Right.
Do you play... Balogun hasn't looked great in pre-season, but is this the time to unleash him? Is this where you discover the Michael Owen, the Wayne Rooney, the Rashford? Sometimes you need to just throw him in. What would you do?
Well, yeah, if you think he's good enough, it doesn't matter about the age. It's the old saying, don't it? We have a lot of managers who kind of like are afraid to throw a player in, and if you don't do that, then you never find the Rooneys, the Owens. Even at times when Bale was supposed to go on loan to Nottingham Forest,
I remember
and Harry Redknapp had to play him further up the field. Look what happened there.
Yeah,
he became one of the best players in world football just because of that decision. So throw him in. He's not ready yet. He's still raw, but he's never going to be ready if he's not thrown in.
Yeah,
he's never going to be ready, is he? What you waiting for? Eddie Nketiah, top goal scorer in under 23s or whatever he does. He's poor. He's not ready. And the reason he's not ready is because he's not been thrown in and played enough games when the team's doing well as well. But Arteta's probably thinking, oh, do I put him in? Do I not? First game of the season, etc. Listen, what I'm like? Get him in and get him roughed up a bit. Get him with the fans. Get some people, throw a can of beer at him or whatever from the stand and toughen him up. Do you know what I mean? That's what the kid needs. That's what the kid needs. Get him involved. But with this guy, this politician, I don't know what. It won't surprise me if he's on the team sheet tonight, captain.
Play himself. I mean, I remember last season, Villarreal away, short of strikers. This guy played Smith Rowe false 9, and I think Man City away played Willian false 9. So don't be surprised if it's something totally different.
Well, false nobody, because it is false because no one's there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there ain't no one there. There ain't no one there. Hooded Pigeon said they're unwell with great sadness, just like Coutinho. Man said that them two have just had enough. They looked at Arteta. I've had enough, mate.
They've had enough. They're humans. Humans do it. So someone's had a big night out and they don't want to go into the office on a Monday morning. Oof, I'm not feeling it. And they don't want to text too early, so they leave it the last minute, 7 o'clock, before they're supposed to be at work. That's what these men do.
They might have had a good night last night. Big up Broads in the chat as well. Hope you're well, bro. But I mean, Martinelli came back from the Olympics on Tuesday. So he should still be match fit, really. He played in the Olympics at the weekend. I mean, I'm just thinking moving forward. They reckon Aubameyang was going to play on the left with Lacazette up front. So in theory, we've lost a winger and a striker. Yeah. Saka only played 20 minutes after 3 weeks off after the Euros. Is he going to be fit enough? How do you think they might shape the lineup?
Well, the thing is, whether they're fit enough or not, they may have to play.
Yeah.
Because who else really, Martinelli, for example, people say, oh, he's not ready. He's not had a preseason. He's had a harder preseason because he's been playing games. which is harder than pre-season because keep continuously playing games. So he should be fit and rearing to go, Martinelli. There's no excuse for him. Saka, he's had a little rest. Fair enough. I think he may have struggled with some niggling injuries, but get him in. If they last 50 minutes, 60 minutes, then you bring someone else on.
Yeah.
But we ain't got many options.
Nah.
We ain't got many options. And I'm telling you now, do not be surprised if tomorrow morning Abrahams is...
Oh, Brandon's saying here, are we available for tonight? We'll go. I'm expecting a phone call off Mikel. Just get your boots.
Oh, mate.
We'll get Robbie up there in the target, man. You know, they need someone.
But who are we going to play? Just quickly thinking about it now. I mean, Pepe's going to play. Is he going to play Willian?
It is one I made. Is one I made earlier, by the way. You know, remember the old TV programs? This is the team that I would pick personally. Right. Let me zoom in on this so people can. Now, the only thing I was thinking, maybe we should play Balogun, but I've put Martinelli up there. At least he can press. At least he's match fit. He's a finisher. Saka and Pepe out wide. At least it's full of energy. And when Brentford come on to us, I think we'd have a lot of pace to go and hit them on the counter-attack. I mean,
it does suit us tonight that Brentford won't be like a West Brom or won't be like a Sheffield United, that they will come out of the holes because they play on the front foot, which gives us an opportunity to then utilize those holes, and we've got a little bit of a quality. So it's actually better that we're not playing against a team who would just sit in. Yeah,
because they'll leave spaces for us to exploit.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what? I wanted to ask you a bit about, obviously, you know, you cover Peterborough United on the radio and ex-player. Ivan Toney was there, so you've seen a lot of him close up. How good do you think he is? Do you think, because obviously he's ripped all the other leagues apart, do you see him taking that into the Premier League as well?
Well, I said it when he left Peterborough. Someone had a little thing on the Twitter at the time. Well, I was on the radio and a few people questioned it, and I was saying from League One to the Championship is a big step. Yeah. And then from the Championship to the Premier League is probably, you know what, I want to say the same, but maybe because of the hype and the pressure, I'm going to say it's bigger. Yeah. So he's gone up to the Championship and he's just completely wiped the floor with it. Certain things just work out for certain players. He's signed for the perfect team in the Brentford, which is fair play to their scouting system. Yeah. Everything is perfect for Ivan Toney to do well in that team. Now, the problem that you've got, because he smashed all records, I said we should have gone for him. When people were talking about Tammy Abrahams, Ivan Toney is a lot better than Tammy Abrahams as a footballer. So?
Yeah.
But Tammy Abrahams has scored in the Premier League. So at the moment, you would say he's done more. So on facts and on, you've got to say, well, Abrahams is ahead of him because he scored goals in the Prem. Okay.
Yeah.
But as a footballer, I want Toney. The problem you're going to have, Toney, is we've seen it. We've seen it with Pookie. We've seen it with Billy Sharp. We've seen it with all these people when they come up from the Championship.
Yeah.
Their team can't create anything because they're playing now in a division where they're the crappiest team.
Yeah.
You don't get any chances. So it's going to be very hard for him to adjust to not being starved of the ball. Look at Aubameyang.
Yeah.
So if Aubameyang don't get the ball, he's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You know? So I think he'll do well. You'll be surprised. I think he'll get 10 goals. If he gets 10 goals in Brentford, and then I think he'll get the move. But do not be surprised if he manhandles and bullies Ben White tonight and people like that. Because he's a big lad.
Yeah.
He's a big lad and he's got good feet. And also, he's come the hardest way, like me and you.
He's come from
the slums of football. And he's had to go all the way. He's been rejected by 4 teams. He's had to go all the way. So he'll be looking tonight to make sure. And he's got that League One and Championship roughness.
Yeah,
whereas the Ben Whites and that, they're a little bit nicey. He's got that, you know, I'm gonna get in your face. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you what I'm about. So be interesting to see how he does. But I think he'll do well.
Yeah, and I saw an interview with him in the week, and he's saying, listen, man, I want to get in the England squad. I believe I can score 20 goals and challenge for the Golden Boot. Like, he's got all the talk and the belief.
That's one thing he has got. You can't knock him down. And I think that's because he got knocked down by Newcastle so many times. And then when he went on loan, he found it hard when he went on loan.
Yeah.
So I think now that's built a resilient and a strong mindset. And there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse when you're trying to defeat a man and he's hungrier than you.
Yeah.
You can't beat him.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
Interesting.
Jack, big up with a super chat, said, imagine being worried to face Brentford. Bro, it's the reality. We have to. With those players missing, I heard a lot of people saying, I think we're going to drop points with those two available. So without them two, I mean, that's a very even playing field for me.
Yeah. I think it's going to be tough. Like Scott says, obviously Scott was just going about Ben White. He did play in the lower league. So Ben White was at Peterborough, he was at Leeds, etc. So he's got that little bit, like you say, still got that about him. So to be fair to Scott, Scott's just highlighted that in the comments. But like I say, I think I can't believe that I'm saying it. We're probably on even ground tonight. I bet draws is an evens.
Yeah.
Especially because, we've lost Lacazette and Aubameyang. Who's going to score?
Just looking at this attack, because I think the majority of the team picks itself. You could argue Cedric, you could go Callum Chambers, Bellerin's available, although most wouldn't pick him. Holding or Pablo Mari, pretty much the same. I mean, I've gone Xhaka and Lokonga. I don't think El Nenny's good enough.
Yeah.
Would you go Martinelli up front, or would you go Balogun up front?
I think Martinelli's got to be ahead of Balogun at the moment. He's been involved more, and he's played more games. Balogun is we don't know how Balogun is going to be in 3 years' time. We don't know how he's going to be as a footballer. We have no idea. He's still raw. Martinelli's quick. Martinelli's going to work hard. He's got a little bit about him. I would just say, play off the shoulder and just go down. The only problem we've got is when you play the one down the middle, you rely on a lot of them to hold the ball and bring everyone else into play.
Yeah.
Now, with Pinnock and Aguirre, they're big, tough lads.
They are. And
is Martinelli ready to play with his back against the goal, against a Pinnock and against an Aguirre? But then would Balogun? Balogun's probably a little bit stronger. So unless it doesn't stick up top, the ball could actually just keep coming back. And that's where the problems then come for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. When you look at it, I think obviously Ben White's just come in. Outside of that, you would have probably said Gabriel's our best centre-back.
Yeah.
We've got no Gabriel, best centre-back. We got no Thomas Partey, best midfielder. And our two strikers are out as well. I mean, it's like a circus at Arsenal, isn't it? It only seems like these things happen at Arsenal.
I would like Ben White. I like Ben White a lot. I think 50 million was probably reasonable. He could go on. He's got potential. He's very good on the ball. But I look at that team. If I'm Brentford tonight, if for example, now they'll be at the hotel, they'll be having pre-match probably, right? They'll be having pre-match. They'll be at a hotel. Brentford will feet up. Phones will have to go off in a couple of hours or whatever it may be, and they'll be like, Aubameyang and Lacazette are out. They've got no Partey. They've got no Gabby. Mate, we need to smash these tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's what Brentford are saying right now. We need to be in the face of these players because they're weak at the belly, and we need to smash them tonight. Yeah. That's what I think the Brentford. So with the quality that we've got on that pitch, I don't see any characters. I don't see any leaders. I don't see anyone who's going to roll the sleeves up. And it hurts me to say the only one would be Xhaka and Toney. Toney's going to roll his sleeves up, and Xhaka's going to roll his sleeves up. Other than that,
you're relying on youngsters, aren't you? Really?
Thankfully, it's not at Brentford's old ground.
Harder atmosphere
at the side of the pitch, and causing chaos. Thankfully, it's at a brand new ground. Both teams are kind of on level playing field when it comes to a brand new ground, even though they've played a few preseason games. But tonight's about character. Forget the tactics. Forget, formations. Tonight is about character.
Yeah. And have they got enough? Big up Rooney with this becoming a member on the channel. Really appreciate that, bro. Thanks for your support. Look out for the member stream next week as well. Listen, I suppose on one hand, when I put it up on Twitter, I said, oh my God, Aubameyang's out. Surprisingly, there were a lot of people who were saying, not that disappointed. I want to see Martinelli play. I want Balogun to be given a chance. At the same time, if I'm Martinelli, I've just won an Olympic gold, which in Brazil, they take the Olympic football quite seriously. I've come back. Aubameyang's out. Lacazette's out. Put me in. I'm ready to go. I'm quick. I'm fit. I'm ready to score goals and prove myself. So at the same time, it's a big opportunity for these players.
Yeah, I mean, touching on the when you tweeted it, because I was in the cinema watching Paw Patrol, and I seen your tweet, right? And I seen your tweet, and I nearly replied by saying, I was quite relieved that Aubameyang's not playing.
Wow.
And I was thinking, well, am I being a bit harsh here? Am I being a bit harsh? Do we need him more than we actually think? But I don't see, he's not really bringing anything to the table pre-season. I know it's only pre-season. So then I didn't tweet or I didn't respond because I thought maybe I'm jumping and being a little bit emotional and it'll give someone else an opportunity. But I don't think Aubameyang is not the Aubameyang we know, is he?
No, he's not.
And that's why our responses are very much like, is he that much of a miss at the minute?
Do you know what? Now you've brought up Aubameyang, I want to bring this up to you because it's funny. I put out a tweet this morning before we heard that he was ill. And I was saying, listen, come on, like we got to back him. He's the best striker we've had since Van Persie. He committed to us when we needed him the most, when Van Persie, Sanchez, all these guys walked out the door. So I gave that rallying call, 2 hours later, the man's ill. So that went down the pan. But I'm looking at it like this because, and the reason I'm glad you're on it, you as a striker that because you had pace, at times managers put you out wide, which is kind of what's happened to Aubameyang lately.
Yeah.
Do you not feel a bit for him in the sense that, you was that striker who wanted to play through the middle. At times you had to do that horrible shift, helping the fullback. Is he being held back a little bit by the tactics of the manager?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, Kurt. As you know, I was put out wide probably 80% of my 12, 13-year career. And I hated nearly or probably every minute of it. Because I was playing out of position. It was because I was quick. It's because I used to clock 7-8 miles a game. So you put me out there and then they'll put the centre forward who can't move, but he'll score goals down the middle.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And he didn't get as many goals. He didn't get as much recognition. You was doing all the leg work and people weren't appreciating your work. Yeah. So it's a good point that I think that has happened with Aubameyang. Now, some people say, well, he scored goals from the left. When he was scoring goals, we were set up perfectly for him to score goals. Yeah. We had better players. He didn't have to track back and double up and all those things. He was just told to, stay up, do your thing, play off the shoulder, and we'll slip you in. We don't have no one who slips no one in at the minute. We don't have no one who breaks the lines. We don't have no one who puts it in between the fullback and the centre half. So he's getting frustrated. And then the more you play without scoring, the harder it becomes to score.
Yeah, know that.
I do feel for him. But on the flip side, we've also been there where people never felt for us. You got to get on with it.
Yeah.
And that's football. Yeah. Fans don't care if you're playing out of position. Fans don't care if you've got problems off the field. You got to do the business. And when you're getting paid money, which always comes into it, people expect you to turn up for work. And I think we have to come away from the footballing side sometimes and say, yeah, well, I know how football works. It's a bit harsh. And realize that we got stick from fans when we weren't doing it. And no one cared whether he was playing out of position. No one cared.
No, it's true. It's true. Do you know what? And Jake makes a good point here. Aubameyang had a lot of success when we played three at the back because even though he was on the left, he had a left wing back and a left-sided centre back behind him. So really, there was very little defensive responsibility. Now in this 4-2-3-1, he's almost playing like a left winger. He has to help Toney when they're doubling up. And I'm just looking at it going, he's 32. You're just going to burn him out. You wouldn't see Vardy doing that. You just wouldn't
that's the problem. That's the problem. So when he does get the ball, one, he's used all his energy because he's doubling up. So when he does get the ball, you've seen him. He can't take no one on.
No.
He can't run past no one. Because all of his work is the other way. Now, if you look at Liverpool, when Salah has to do the other work when he first came in, he didn't get us forward as much. Liverpool then changed. And they said the front three, stay as a front three. Stay up the field, stay as a front three. We'll do this work because we're defenders. and create, you score the goals. And Liverpool were outstanding because they allowed their centre forwards to step. Look at Man City. Yeah. They have to come back every so often. But Sterling scores his goals because all of his energy was going forward.
Great.
We're not good enough at the minute. So we're asking our forward-thinking players to become negative-thinking players. And you take instinct, you take creativity, and you take enthusiasm out of that player. It's a well-known fact. It's what happens.
Bro, you know what it's like? People used to say this to me in football. My manager used to say, yo, when you run forward, you look quick. When you run backwards, it's like you're running up a steep hill. I don't know what it was. It's psychological. When you know there's a goal that's possible, you find that Usain Bolt. When I'm defending and I see some guy and I'm chasing him, I can't move. I can't run. I don't want to do it.
When I'm running forward, I'm seeing goal. I'm seeing headlines. All right. When I'm running back, I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing, I might get a throw in here. I might get a tackle. There's no reward.
Yeah, it's true.
And you see it the opposite. You see defenders run forward and get nosebleeds over the halfway line because they don't know what they're doing. When they're running back, they've got an extra gear because they're going to smash someone or they're going to get a throw in or they're going to make a tackle. It's a mindset and the core beliefs that you've been built through when you're playing football.
Yeah.
Some people can play in any position. A Milner, these players. But most players can't. We've seen it with Timo Werner. People say, yeah, but he scored goals from wide in a completely different team in a completely different league. Yeah. It's not the same, you know?
Oh man, it's crazy, isn't it? Do you know what? You wake up in the morning, don't you, as a content creator, you go, right, what am I going to talk about today? You just go on Twitter and you're like, there you go. Thank you very much. Headline news all over the place. The gift
that's why there's about 1,000 channels of Arsenal, mate.
I know.
You can't cover everything.
Oh, dear, it's crazy, man. I mean, I suppose news will start filtering through whether, there's a conspiracy theory behind it, and is there more to it than we first thought? Are they both ill? Or is there more to it if they had a falling out?
Interesting. I think Lacazette, obviously, it looks like they're trying to get rid of him, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like trying to get rid of him. But no one wants him at the minute.
No one wants him. Big up to Sugar with the super chat, and big up to Mr. Pads who said, hello, good brothers. Hope you and your families are well. Same to you, bro. Thank you very much. Listen, moving forward, transfers. Somebody who me and you have spoken about at great length. It looks like he's finally joining Arsenal, and that's Martin Odegaard. Apparently, there's been a breakthrough coming out of Spain today saying that Arsenal set to complete a 50 million euros deal, £42.5 million. It's come out of Leicester that apparently talks have broken down with Leicester. They're asking for 70 million. They want the majority of it up front. You know what Arsenal are like. They're on this Klarna layaway cash generator business. You know what I mean? Can we take it now and pay you further down the line? What do you make of Odegaard? Me and you spoke many times. We both think he's a very good player, but is he the right player that Arsenal need in that number 10 role?
Well, it's weird. Excuse me. It's weird with this one because, again, am I being biased? Because for me, he's the best footballer that I saw at Arsenal last season when he came in. He tailed off towards the end, but he was the best actual footballer. But I think people have got this misconception about Maddison and Odegaard. For me, they're not even the same player. They're not even the same type of player. I don't see anything in Maddison that Odegaard has, and vice versa. Now, Odegaard would be like an Ozil play for us. If Odegaard was in Man City's team,
it'd be unreal.
Everyone would be saying this kid's worth 150 million. He would get the ball in the areas he wants the ball. It's through balls. Someone would be on the end of them, and they'd be banging in the back of the net. The problem that we've got is the way he plays is very it's not appreciated because we don't have the players to make him look good. So I get people's point when they say, well, he's bang average or he looks average, because sometimes he does look average. But it's all down to the other players around him. And Man United have got this thing with Pogba. when Odegaard plays, you can't tell me that he's not technically one of the best players on that football pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of the through balls, some of the positions that he picks the ball are better than anyone else on the pitch. However, I do get other people's when they say they don't want him. I do get that, because if he is coming in and he does need better players around him, or he only has a good 10 games, it's kind of like a luxury player. We can't afford to be spending 50 million, I suppose, on a luxury player.
Yeah.
Because we need 11 people who are going to be an 8 every week.
Yeah. And
I think that's what Arteta's trying to build. But I can see why you would go for him, because I love him as a footballer. But, you know, I love purists.
Yeah, yeah.
I like pure football. And I like Maddison. But I also think Maddison, again, would maybe struggle at times because of the other players we have in our team. Now, he does bring set pieces, and he's got more of an attacking mindset, as in on the front foot, Annie.
Yeah.
Odegaard is the man that you want to assist Maddison.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, oh, well, they're both the same, because I don't think they're the same type of player. One's quick, one's not quick.
They're getting on to you for the pronunciation, but I think you're actually saying it right. Because when I was saying Odegaard, one of the guys, he was telling me I'm saying it wrong. But, you know...
Apparently it's Odegaard.
No, I think that is how you say his name. But you know what people like, man? They go...
He's coming for me in the chat. Yo, people, education, man. It's Odegaard.
No, I believe you're right. Because when I was saying Odegaard, they're going, "Oh, you're so English. That's not how you say his name."
It's Odegaard, people. Come on, man.
I think you're right, but it's funny though. It's still funny. Big up to Jay. Hope you're well, bro. He said, "Big up Curtis and Fran. Aubameyang makes runs off the ball, but players doubt themselves playing him the through ball. Believe it or not, we miss David Luiz's passing and vision." And just going back to what you said there. Oh, hold on. And Mr. Pad said he would be very good behind a great striker. I totally agree with your point regarding both players. They are totally different. But I think where the concern is, like what you said, if Martin Odegaard plays for Manchester City with Sterling, with Mahrez, with Aguero, he will look like an absolute dream because he's that player. But because of the situation we're in, the man's got Xhaka behind him, and do you know what I mean? You got players that are not on that wavelength. Is it, despite him being a very good player, is it the wrong signing for Arsenal because we don't have the environment for him to thrive in?
I think that's where people are getting a little bit, you know, like we don't want him. He's not the piece that'll take us further. And I get that. He is one of a few pieces, I think. Do you know what I mean? I think he's one of a few pieces. So I can understand why people say, no, we don't want him. Let's go for Maddison. Because he's a little bit more dynamic. He's more exciting. But for me, I still get to that point again, is who is going to create anything? Yeah. Now, people think Maddison can play. Now, have you ever seen Maddison in a 10?
Plays a bit more. Because I've seen him in a 10. Plays a bit more of an. He plays a bit more of an 8, don't he? But he can play in the 10.
But when you've seen him in a 10, unless Leicester have been spectacular, been bang average.
You think so?
So if you put Odegaard in a 10 at Leicester with Vardy, Iheanacho, Tielemans behind him, again, you're saying, oh, he's a baller.
If you had to sign one of the two in Arsenal right now in our current situation, which one are you going for?
If I had to sign one or the other, I would sign Maddison.
Yeah.
For us at the moment. But if I could buy 5 players, I would make sure he was the first player I'd brought. Then I would buy Maddison. Then I would buy a right back. Then I would buy a Neves or an Aouar. Because we ain't got no one who breaks the lines. And you'll see it tonight. You'll see it tonight.
Yeah, you will.
ESR probably is the only one. And people rave about ESR in a 10. If they condense that space tonight, ESR, you might as well not be on the pitch. Because he gets the ball on the back foot and drives at back fours.
Yeah.
If they condense that space tonight, and by the way, I hope I'm wrong. If they condense that space, ESR won't be in the game. Because he's pace. He likes to get forward.
He's a dribbler.
Yes. Whereas you need a player who don't want to dribble. Odegaard don't have no more than 3 touches. Get it, give it. Get it, give it. Get it, give it. Get it, give it. That's what we don't have. So But at the moment, I can understand what people are saying. Maddison will get us more goals. Maddison will be better at set pieces. And Maddison will be able to turn it from front to back and get them on the back foot a lot quicker. So I get everyone's point. But as a player, I wouldn't. If I had to choose, I'd choose Maddison for Arsenal. But if I had all the riches and I had to choose one of them, I would choose Odegaard, depending on what team that I had.
Yeah. I mean, listen, listen, if this was Arsene Wenger's Arsenal when it was Fabregas and then Odegaard's going to be a dream, innit? Because we bopped the ball for fun in them days. Yeah, but this Arsenal now and the way I see Mikel Arteta playing, which makes your eyes hurt sometimes. You know what I mean? I worry that this guy is going to look like a passenger at times just because of the style of football, which I think at the moment is lacking. Yeah. But in terms of talent, you know, there's no question he's a talented
player. I think you say, and that's what happened with Ozil. Let's be honest, that's what happened with Ozil. Yeah. He looked around, he thought, who am I going to play, 1-2s and little triangles with it? Who's going to get on the end? No one, who's going to see me in these unbelievable areas of the pitch? No one. So, I'm just gonna chill. Yeah. Maybe Aubameyang's doing the same thing at the moment.
That's it, innit? People, big up to everyone in the chat. Over 2,000 people in here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to FFTV as well. Link is in the description. And make sure you join the Fantasy League as well. This is the last chance to join today because I think once the first game starts, you're playing catch up. It's not really worth doing it. The link's in the description for that as well. Let's talk about Tammy Abraham. I've seen a few of your videos where you've sort of been saying you're kind of turning around to the idea a little bit more, you were saying, which surprised me. I'm still in the same situation. I haven't turned one bit. I don't want nothing to do with him. All right. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he improves us. And I think for a guy who's 6'5", I don't even think he's that good in the air. A lot of Chelsea fans tell me he's poor in the air.
Yeah, he's not good in the air, is he? So he's not one. He's not one where we're going to get the ball down the sides and put crosses into the box. But see, the thing is with me, you know me, I try and be as unbiased as possible. So I don't try and get my emotions to get in the way. So initially I was like, I don't want Bambi nowhere near Arsenal, right? I don't want him nowhere near, And then the more that I started to think about it and the more that I started to look at how bad we are at the minute, would he give the forward players just something to think about? Because they need someone. Because at the minute they're at Butlin's feet up and they're chilling, right? Yeah. Do we need to bring someone else in the camp to really make sure or give Lacazette and give Aubameyang something to think about? So I'm just thinking, I don't like him as a player. I've got to be honest. I actually don't think he's a good player. But if he was to get me 15 goals, I don't think I would moan. I don't think he would moan. The question is, would he get us 15 goals? But he would bring something different to what we've already got. I see a little bit of fight in him. I see a little bit of... I just see something different from what we've already got. He wouldn't be my pick as a striker, of course. It's
funny because Kev, I mean, everyone who saw the show with Kev yesterday, the comments were a little bit heated. But big up to Kev. Listen, football is about opinions. At the end, if you've got your opinion, no one can tell you you're wrong. But he was saying this as well, different. But is he good different? Different ain't always good. So, you know what I mean? I can bring a different car to your house, but it might be some beat down Ford Escort. It's different.
Cortina, boss. I don't want no Cortina.
You don't want no Cortina. You want an upgrade. I don't see Tammy as a better striker than Lacazette. I think he's the same sort of level, but he's different. And I also think Tammy is not clinical. So I think he relies on chances being created. And at the moment, Arsenal don't look like a great place to be a striker at the moment. So I'm just worried that, and I think the fans would get onto him. I don't know. They're saying 34 million now.
I just think for 34 million, a lot of people will reel names off left, right, and centre because they may be more attractive. There may be better style of play. But it's an odd one. I don't know whether I'm just coming around to the fact because I know it's going to happen. So I'm trying to prepare myself to know that he's coming through the door. So I'm not angry as anything when he comes through the door. Or am I looking at it from a different point of view that he actually might bring something that we don't have? He's not technically great. He's not one of the players that I would go and sign. People were talking about Edouard. People were talking about Daka, people like this. More on the fact that they're easier on the eye. Not actually... You know, Tammy, I think maybe got did he get 15 goals 1 year in the Prem?
Yeah. Not last year, the year before. He got 15.
Will Daka get 15 goals? Would Edouard get 15 goals? And I don't know. You know, we don't know in hindsight. If I had to choose one of the three, I would have probably gone for Daka. Looks like we never really was in with a chance of getting that one done. So I just think it's something that maybe I've started to convince myself, because I'm probably 90% think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do I think he's a good player? No. Will he move us forward? No. Is he filling a gap for what we need? Because we seem very, very desperate at the minute. Probably, yeah. Probably the latter.
I mean, there's a news story today coming out of Italy saying that Roma are now trying to get Iheanacho from Leicester. They feel that the Tammy deal is not going to happen. Yeah. Tammy's obviously holding out for Arsenal. He's an Arsenal fan. He's a London boy. You know, going to Italy may not help him if he wants England call up. And we know there have been issues, you know, in Italy at times with racism and things like that as well. He's probably not in favour of that deal. A lot of reports today saying that Arsenal are trying to sell Lacazette to get this Tammy deal done. I mean...
I see. I think that's where the fans get a little bit angry.
Listen, I've got no problem. I've got no problem with Lacazette going, but I just want to feel like we're bringing in a better striker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's the problem. Is he better than Lacazette? He's not, is he?
Nah,
he's not better than Lacazette. You know, there's a lot of strikers that we've been linked with. The problem is you need to create chances for strikers.
Yeah.
So if you've got a striker who's not really doing the dogged side of the game, you know, the grafting side of the game, when the game's not going his way, he's got to put a shift in. A lot of foreign centre forwards don't really do that. They don't really do that. So when they go into City, when they go into a Chelsea, when they go into a United, they've got good players around. And the problem we have, and we have to stress, we have a bang average football team. It's bang average, people.
Yeah.
So when you see a striker, he scored 30 goals for them. So did Shevchenko. So did Hernan Crespo. So did Sanchez before he went to Man United. So did Torres before he went to Chelsea. If the formation and the players and the way that they play does not fit that striker, he will not hit a barn door. And Arteta's found it very, very hard to find a striker who will fit into this average team. Let's put it this way. Aubameyang cannot score, people. That is down to, yes, Aubameyang, but it's also down to him getting fed. If he doesn't get fed, you cannot score a goal. Doesn't matter if you're Harry Kane. Doesn't matter if you're Romario. Doesn't matter. And we've got to think about what type of striker we want. We all want another Alexis Sanchez.
Of course we do.
We all want a Thierry Henry. We all want a Bergkamp as number 10. We're not going to get it. So we've got to go for a Tammy Abrahams. We've got to go for an unproven centre forward. I would have gone for Danny Ings. That's what I would have done. I would have gone for Danny Ings. He's cheaper. He's faster. He'll get you more goals if he stays fit. On the shoulder. But I just think we're at the minute, mate, we could sign Haaland. How are you going to get the ball to him?
It's true.
But I get people's point with Tammy, and we don't want no more Chelsea players. That's the problem.
And this is the problem, Fran. You know, George says Abraham started 19-20 well, but then scored 8 in his last 29, then 6 in 22. Almost all of his goals are against relegation fodder.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, people are going to sit there as an Arsenal fan and you're going to go, well, we're trying to catch Chelsea and all these teams. It's like every summer we ring Chelsea and go, what have you got knocking around for us? Oh, Peter Cech, Willian. Do you know what I mean? David Luiz. Now, I'm watching Chelsea yesterday unveil Lukaku, and I'm sitting there going, yo, I'm hearing they're unveiling him to a Jay-Z record. I'm like, I'm losing my head.
Losing your head, mate.
I'm losing my head. Do you know what I'm saying? 97 million.
And this kid ain't 97 million's worth of a striker, by the way.
No, he's not.
We're worried about payment plans for certain players, and these guys are just going into shops and paying more than the price tag for players.
Bruv, that Inter Milan were saying he's untransferable. You cannot buy him at any price. Abramovich said, listen, let me speak to you around here. Let's go around the corner. How does 97 million pounds sound to you? They said, take him.
Yo, Bomba, take the money, man. Bomba, take the money.
Take him.
They were laughing, mate. They were laughing.
We're going shopping. Imagine Arsenal and Chelsea if it was a guy going out for a night out. Chelsea are just going in Harrods and saying, just give me it. I don't care how much it costs. Yeah, just give me it. There's the card. Just take the payment.
Yo, we've been with them, man. We've been on nights out with them, man.
We've been with them, man. Arsenal are going charity shop. Arsenal are in the charity shop.
Maybe I could get that Balenciaga t-shirt in local Oxfam, bro. That's
what
I
mean?
I'm thinking.
It's been worn 10 times. It's faded. It don't even fit you, but they're taking it. Do you know what I'm saying? Leave it. Tammy Abraham. No, listen. I respect it. He's 23, England international. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's different. And every time I watch him, he seems to score against Arsenal. He's very awkward to play against.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Chelsea create chance after chance after chance for him.
Yeah.
At Arsenal, you just said, like you said, no one even plays between the lines at Arsenal.
Nothing. The problem, the thing is as well, I'm not sure that we've got our head around where we are not at that level no more.
Yeah.
So we have to look at players who maybe don't make it at City, maybe don't make it at United, maybe don't want it at Chelsea. No, there's no shame, to be fair, because Chelsea have got by every young kid in the world, and just that's how they make money, and they get rid of them if they're not first team level. And I think it emotionally pains people to think that we're having to do that, because that's not us as a football club. However, it is us at a football club at the minute. That's where we are at the moment, and you can see that's where we are because we are worried about playing Brentford tonight. So it tells you, if you look at it, it's where we are as a club. It's where we are as a club. And I know Kev got a bit of stick yesterday for saying there's no money. There's clearly no money.
Yeah, of course. There's
clearly no money. Whether we get award chests, whether it's nonsense. There's clearly no. And if there is money, because he's building new super stadiums in the States, we're not his priority.
Of course. Nowhere near.
Yeah, we're not Kroenke's priority. That's the problem. And I think that's why people are getting so angry, because we've got an owner who is quite happy to just drip feed us as a club.
It's tough to
sad
take.
Reality.
Big up Laguna Gossip TV said the game hasn't started and I'm already feeling stressed. If we lose, can you imagine the meltdown? Big up to her, man. Hey, listen, do you know what, Fran? I said I've never known a football club in my entire life where the first game of the season is a must-win game.
Never.
I've never known that, ever.
All the years we've been in football, I've never heard anyone turn around and say, this is a must-win game. It's the first game of the season. But from Arteta, he'll be saying it's not a must-win game. In his head, he's thinking, I can't afford to lose this game.
I mean, Fran, our next two games, right? Chelsea at home, and I see Chelsea today said that Lukaku won't play against Palace at the weekend because they're going to do some short fitness program with him. So his unveiling debut will be at the Emirates against Rob Holding, which, I mean, that's baby food for him. And then the game after, we go to Man City. You know, they could have Harry Kane, Grealish, and Mahrez front three, Sterling. And then it's the international break. We could realistically go into that international break with no points, no victory, no points. That is a meltdown. That is a crisis already if he doesn't win tonight.
Well, yeah, we could be bottom of the league. Within 3 games, you could be 9 points behind anyone else. You know, will we lose all 3? Knowing us, we'll lose tonight and we'll get a draw against Chelsea or something like that. I just want to see an identity, and I don't see it. That's our problem. We've said before, when we press, and most people will agree, we look good. But for some reason, some games, we don't press. And I don't know whether it comes from the changing rooms, or they just don't want to do it, or they just don't want to work hard enough, or they just freeze. Because to go one game pressing and you look really good, and then the next game you're not pressing. Because pressing, by the way, you know, you can press against any team in the world. Some will bop it around you, but you can still press. No matter who you are, you can still press. I don't know whether it's mixed messages. I don't know what's going on. We're in a situation where some players want to be there, some players don't want to be there. You've got one player who wanted to leave, and now you've rewarded him with £24 million.
This is what I said to Kev yesterday, bro.
Which is, it's like your kid coming last on sports day, and you're saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to take your Mackie D's, and you're going to get a gold medal." No, no, you're going to bed.
Better go back on the training ground. You better go to bed. Yeah, I'm telling you.
You want to embarrass me in sports day again?
You got to go to bed.
Here, boss. Bed.
You got to go to bed early, man. You ain't having no McDonald's. Hey, let me just get into these super chats quick, bro. Big up Jashar. He said, big up Curtis and Fran. Tammy, the Arsenal fan, is so vexed that Roma played games with us and didn't sign Xhaka, so he's not going there. Bun Roma. Big up John Layer as well. It'd be good, bro. That famous Danielson picture. Said, Chelsea are out here building shopping centres while Arsenal are stuck trying to improve their mini market. Big up to you two legends. I don't even think we've got a market still, bro. We're selling out the boot of the car, bro. And, big up to Vegas Gunner. Said, great show, guys. Pablo Mari is a big concern to me. Gabriel needs to come back soon. I mean, Arsenal said yesterday Gabriel's out till the start of September, so it's Pablo Mari settings, man, for the next month.
What's happening with Holding? Man said he got his hair done.
Wicked. Yeah, I think he done the turkey thing, man. Bald, and then he's growing back with the implants, where the seeds have been planted, man.
Man, that's a crazy one. Crazy
you know
one.
What I mean? I'm more worried about his defending, bro. I don't care what his hairstyle is.
Listen, man, you can have all the hair in the world, but if you can't defend, man, watch. You know what I mean?
Listen, let's talk. Over 2,300 of you in here, people. So make sure you like the video, subscribe to FFTV as well. Link in the description. If you want to join the Fantasy League, that is in the description as well. Last chance to join it today. Let's talk Premier League for a little while before we round up. Premier League starts tonight. Obviously, we're not in the title race. In fact, we're just trying to stay up.
We've not even started yet. Yo, listen, we can't be that negative. We can't be this negative yet. We can't be this negative. Right?
All right, cool. Hey, listen, someone just said to me, alphabetically, we're actually top of the league at the moment.
We're top of the league. Yeah.
We're top, so I'm going to enjoy it until kickoff. I might pop a bottle. Give me your top 4 this season.
Top 4. I did it on my channel, like you say. You've seen it. So I've gone. I think it's obvious. It's self-explanatory. I've gone City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United. That could change at the minute if City don't get Kane or a centre forward, because I think Chelsea, that's their missing thing. So maybe Chelsea now become favourites because they've got Lukaku through the door. Because in those games where it's very tight, he could come up with something. He holds the ball up. We know he's got good qualities, even though he's not easy on the eye. So I've gone City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United. I think Liverpool will bounce back because they've been wounded. They've been kicked down, and I think they'll bounce back up.
That's an interesting. I mean, I think everyone's naming the same 4. It's just what order you put them in. I've actually surprised a few people. I've actually gone for Liverpool to win the league.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just think, like you said, I think they're a wounded animal. They had a bad year last year. They still finished 3rd.
Yeah,
I think Mane and Salah didn't play in a tournament this summer. They've signed Konate, who I think is a beast. Van Dijk's back, Gomez back. And I think out of every club, they will benefit from the fans being back more than any other club, because Anfield, when it's sold out, is the 12th man for Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I'm going for them. Like you said, if Kane goes to Man City, the title's over. Man City win. It's a wrap. He'll score 30 goals. But I just kind of feel like Liverpool are being overlooked. So I'm going Liverpool. I'm going City, Chelsea, United. So, but like you said, I think Lukaku will bang goals in. I think Lukaku will score 20 goals for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he'll score 20 goals. I can see your point with Liverpool, and I love the way Liverpool play. I think not many, if you like your football, the way City play, the way Liverpool play, it's fantastic. Obviously, they had the bad with the injuries, etc. So they could surprise a little. I think they've got a big point to prove.
Yeah.
I think a lot of players will be coming back on a point to prove. So, yeah, I can see why you picked Liverpool, mate. I can see why I picked Liverpool.
Salah and Mane, apparently they only missed 2 league games, because I think now in January, the Premier League has a short break, like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then is also 2 FA Cup games as well. So apparently they only missed 2 games. Although AFCON affects us actually quite bad, because I think we lose Aubameyang, Pepe, Thomas Partey as well. So could get even worse. But in terms of, there's your top 4. What would your top 6 be then? So who would you say 5th and 6th?
So I went Leicester 5th. And I found it hard 6, but I did go Villa, Spurs, or Arsenal.
If you was pushed, who would you go for?
It pains me to say it, but Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just think the way Nuno played at Wolves, if he can get them playing the same way, they're going to be decent. I just don't know if Villa will have the whole season. It hurts me to say that they might finish above us. But
wow.
Yeah, I've just got to go with my honesty.
Go with the honesty.
You know what I mean?
The honesty, man.
I can't. If we don't sign anything, I've said to you all along, we'll be lucky if we finish 10th. If we don't sign anything.
Listen, I've gone with Leicester and Villa.
Leicester and Villa,
I think Villa have got goals in them, man. Danny Ings, Watkins, Bailey as well.
Yeah,
they got no Europe. I just think they're balling right now. I think Mings will be even better after his experience, with England. I think mainly
it was so close. I went Villa or Spurs.
Yeah.
Then when I have to make one now, if I have to put a bet on, if I was to go not betting wise, I'm thinking Villa. I like what they're doing, but then if I was to put a bet on, would you bet against the dodgy neighbours next door?
No.
It's one of those. It's a tight one. We could get surprises. We could get surprises. Arteta could be, come like the Messiah and get us in that place.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Listen, while we're on Arsenal, then give me your prediction for Arsenal. What number?
No signings, 10th. And I've got to be honest.
I expected single figures at least 9th.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. You know what I mean? When people ask me, I'm like, listen, I want to be wrong. I'm not putting no emotion in my decision. I'm putting it in how we are as a team, the business that we've done, the manager that we have, the way that we play. I'm putting it all into a basket and thinking, where do I think we'll finish? I think we'll finish 10th. Wow. Some people are saying 8th, 9th. I think we'll finish 10th.
That's wild. That is wild. I can't remember. I like
end of the stream. And
I'm hovering over it. End broadcast, man. Do I just end it there? Man said 10th.
Where do you think? Without being biased, where do you
without being biased, I'm going 7th.
7th.
I think we move up. And you know what? Someone's actually just put the thing there. So I'm going to click. Oh, where's it gone? Somebody said, I think West Ham is the only team that we catch because they've lost Lingard. I think Moyes will fade a little bit. They haven't really strengthened this year. Even Antonio's a bit injury prone. I think we probably go above West Ham. I don't think we move much
without the signing. With this team now, you think we finish above West Ham still?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think Moyes, and they haven't bought hardly anybody either. No. West Ham.
I don't think they'll be as good as they were last year. And they finished. No. What did they finish last year?
They finished above us, didn't they? I'm sure. Yeah, they finished above us, didn't they? West Ham. I thought West Ham were in Europe.
They were with 3 or 4 games left, but I don't know where they ended.
Let me see. This is where I should always do my research.
I'm sure they didn't, you know.
Let's have a look. 2021.
6.
West Ham. Yeah, 6th. They're in Europa League. That's what I mean. Europa League will damage them as well. They ain't got a squad for that.
Yeah. So maybe I think we do go above West Ham. I don't think they're going to have as good this season. They've lost Jesse. I think with no fans in the stadium, it really helped them. I've just got to be honest. With no signings, I think we finished 10th. But I think we're going to make signings.
Yeah, no, signings. Arteta said yesterday we're still looking for players, but it's who we get, how long they take to settle. You know, those things are.
It's hurt me that I've just been.
And that's what hurt me. You didn't say 10th like, yo, listen, 10th. Man said it with chest. Like, you already had that written down. You knew your reasons. Man just said, yo, 10th. Yeah, mid-table.
Listen, I've said 10th for time. I said 10th last season when I was in Dubai, and everyone laughed at me. And we were nearly finishing 10th, boss, last year. And we got a couple of decent results. But
it's mad.
I want to be wrong, but I just don't see anything. But we need to make some signings. As soon as we make signings, then 7th or 8th, I'm praying. But at the minute, I don't see anything more than 10th, man.
Wow. Do you know what? I've predicted 7th. If we finish 7th, Arteta will probably get a new contract. The club will go, progress, moved up.
What do you think's a good season?
For me, look, me as a fan, I always want top 4, but I'm a realist at the same time. We're not getting top 4 with this team. Them top 4 teams are miles ahead of us.
No.
For me, a good season would be get back in Europe, which is top 6. Well, 7th gets you Conference League. I don't want that. A realistic, decent season, finish top 6, and challenge for one of the domestic trophies. You know what I mean? Maybe get to an FA Cup final. That would be a good... or win it, That would be a good season for Arsenal, if we're being honest.
So that convinces you on Arteta?
Oh, no. No. That don't convince me or not. That's a whole other question. You ain't asking me about Arteta.
I tricked you.
Yeah, you tricked me there. No. That don't convince me with Arteta.
What convinces you then? What convinces you on Arteta, bro?
Listen, mate.
You can't be biased. You got to be unbiased.
Start balling out, bro. I want to watch I want to be watching Arsenal like this on the edge of my seat.
All right. Okay. So what if we're balling out? What if we're balling out and finish 8th?
Yeah, no, we got to ball out and finish somewhere as well. You can still go. You can't ball out and finish 8th. That means you're still losing too much.
So a man's got to ball out and finish 5th.
6th, yeah. Okay. Do you know what? All right, listen. You see, when you used to watch the Olympics, Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You knew in that 100-meter sprint, there's only 1 or 2 men that can win that race. You might have a Blake or someone else can win if Bolt's not at it 100%.
Yeah.
There's 6 men in that race who they're just hoping they nick a bronze.
Yeah.
If we finish 5th or 6th, where it's like you were 12 points off 4th and you just sneak up into 6th, I don't want that. If we're in the mix at Christmas, we're only 4 points off 4th and we're there or thereabouts and we end up finishing 5th or 6th, I'll take that. You was in the race at least. You were close to getting a bronze medal, but it didn't quite happen. You need another year of training.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
And a few exciting wins. You might beat a United at home and you go Chelsea and get a last-minute equal. You know what I mean? Give us some excitement. We're building.
Yeah.
If I watched that what I watched last year, where I'm shouting for no reason and I'm angry, and no, I can't watch that. Last season was dreadful to watch.
This season could be worse though.
Yeah, it could. But people tell me this guy's a great coach. He's Pep bigged him up, so I need to see it. Because to me, this year, Arteta's got nowhere to hide. Everyone always said he needs another transfer window. He needs the summer. He needs preseason. I even sat back a little bit and said, you know what? Let me just get on with it. They're not sacking him. There's no point me saying Arteta out.
Yeah.
You've had your preseason. You're signing players. You told us that this owner was backing you. You told us that Edu was more than capable of doing the job. So if it goes wrong now, it's on you now. You've had your time. You've made 12 signings since you've been it. So I need to see the club improve. So I want to see progress.
I get it.
I want to see progress.
Yeah, I get it. See, the thing is, there's the problem that we have at the minute, and I think someone's just mentioned in the chat about the negativity. There's not much positivity to talk about. And you know me, I live about positivity, philosophy, all that way of thinking. You know me. But there is a lot more negativity going on at our football club than there is positivity. Now, we can always concentrate on the positivity, and we will, and we'll give credit where credit's due. And when we see things that are positive, then you got to speak about them, as we will. But unfortunately, at the moment, if I can't find a positive, and I'm like Mr. Positive, you're not just going to make it up.
No.
Now, the positive is it's a brand new season. He's brought some players in that he wants to bring in. And it will take time for these players to shape and play the way that he wants to bring.
Yeah.
However, we as a fan base and people who say that things are negative, are you willing to give Arteta another 12 months to bring our club down, or our team, not club, our team down, because everyone believes in the process? I don't think people are willing to do that. And that's where you have to say to yourself, I want to be positive, but how long am I going to be positive when someone is dragging me down? Would you accept it? Would you accept it in your life? You wouldn't. So why do you accept it when it comes to football?
Bro, you bang on. You bang on there. And someone just said it. You have to have a balance, Fran. Someone just said it like, I missed the comment, but Don Arsenal was saying 4th is the minimum requirement. And listen, as a fan, every Arsenal fan wants top 4. Right? Every Arsenal fan wants top 4. We want Champions League. I don't think it's negative to say that top 6 would be a decent season for this team and this manager, because there's positivity, there's negativity, and there's balance somewhere in the middle. You have to be balanced in life. I don't believe this team with this manager is capable of top 4. I just don't think the tools are there. So we also have to be realistic and say, come on, if he finishes 6th or 5th with this team, it is some sort of progress, whether we like it or not. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything. It's like anything, isn't it? People who spend the most money normally get the most success. So if you have a look at the way the table goes on what owners or clubs have spent on transfers over a 10-year period, they normally tell you that they're the reason that they've won the league or they've finished where they normally finish.
Yeah.
For us to gate crash 4th, we need another 150 million. At least. Or when people say, well, there's difference about money, you bring a manager in like a Simeone where players cannot hide. And it's 110% every single week. You're in people's faces. No one gets an inch. And you are a solid team going to war. And it might sound extreme, but that's how it was in the changing rooms. Then you might gate crash the 4 because no one wants to play against you. No one can break you down. Everyone's scared of you. And that's how you get the job done. Doesn't really happen in modern football. Only Simeone does that. No one wants to play Atletico because they thump you up. They're in your face. We're not going to do that, Arsenal. So getting in 4th is unrealistic. Because
like you said there, and I agree, I think if you give a top manager this team, he might be able to squeeze an extra 10% out of every player. The demand, do you know what I mean? And then you're already waiting that, okay, if Man United slip up and Ollie gets sacked and something goes wrong, you might just slide into 4th place. You've got to be ready to take that opportunity. But under this manager, I do not believe there is enough of a connection between the manager and the players for him to get everything out of them. You know, Aubameyang was our best player when he came in. Now people are saying, get him out of the team. So it's a difficult one. Look, people saying there, focus on the positives from last season, from December, we improved. You know, we were a lot better.
Yeah.
What do you want to see of this Arsenal team going into this season in a positive light?
In a positive light, listen, you have to remain positive because you will literally it'll wreck your head if you don't. Right. So obviously that's why you have to bring the positives. For example, the positives of going in tonight's game is we are the bigger club. We have got a point to prove. We need to get off a good start. And man for man, you would say technically we've probably got the lion's share of the players. Okay.
Yeah.
And the positives for the season are we are looking to get the right players in. We are, from Arteta's point of view, we're looking to get the right players in. Maybe not the fan base, maybe not the man around the corner, maybe not me or you, but from Arteta's point of view, who he is captain of the ship, he's trying to get the right players in for his philosophy. So we have to back him. I've always said we want Arsenal to do well. Yeah. So if Ronald McDonald is the manager and he does well, then we support Ronald McDonald. Doesn't matter who the manager is. But when they do bad, doesn't matter who the manager is. They need pulling up. I think that's fair. Doesn't matter who the manager is. I think that's fair. So the positives for me going forward are I think we will bring some right players in. I also like the way that Arteta wants to play because I've seen it in glimpses. I like the way that he wants to pass out from the back. I love the way Man City play. I like the way that he's come with those ideas. I just don't like the fact that he wants to implement the ideas with players who are not good enough. To do that. So I've always said it. I like Arteta's approach when it comes to the way that he wants to play. He's just using us to try and play that way, and we're not good enough. So it's making us as a team, us as a club, and him as a manager look bad. So he's doing himself no favors by being arrogant and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And it doesn't matter what anyone else tells me. I'm just going to keep doing this. And I'm going to keep wrecking the football team because this is what I want to do. And that's what I don't like about him. On the positive side, like you say, the balance, I like what he's trying to do. On the negative side, the players are not good enough of what he's trying to do. So
100%.
I think that's what it is. And I think that's why people get really angry.
And like you said, listen, everybody loves watching Manchester City. So any coach that tries to influence a team and put that style onto them, that's great. We all want to see that kind of football. But at the same time, you haven't got Manchester City players. So you have to find another way to get the best out of that team. And that's my problem with Arteta. I think he's so stubborn in his thinking. It's like, this is going to work somehow, but you have to be flexible as a tactician.
You've seen it with Pep. Pep will swear by his philosophy. And 99.9% of the time, he's got the biggest wage bill, so he gets the best players, so it works. It don't work in the Champions League final, does it?
No.
It don't work in, I don't know, whatever one, the other one that they lost, can't remember, because he did not change. He did not change. His arrogance got in the way of his success. His arrogance got in the way of his success. And Arteta's arrogance will get in the way of his success at Arsenal. Will he go on to another club and do really well? He's got all the attributes. He wants to play football in the right way. He could go somewhere else. He could go La Liga and absolutely tear it up. But that's La Liga with a different team. It's not the Premier League with Arsenal. So that's my only thing about him. I don't dislike him. I don't dislike anyone. I don't think you should dislike anyone in this world. But some of his decisions, what are so evident to me, you, and everyone else in the chat, you can't get your head around. And we're not supposed to. It's none of our business. In a way, it's none of our business what decision he makes. But I just think, would another manager who wasn't as arrogant or was more adaptable, would he make those decisions? Does he really want to win this game? Is he trying to be too clever? That's the thing. But we don't know because we're not him.
That's the issue, isn't it? Big up to Canaris Gunners. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, is Aubameyang and Lacazette out of the game today? Yep, they're both ill. They'll both be missing it for anyone who's just joined us. And Paul said, what are the chances ESR is used as a false nine today? I mean, it wouldn't completely surprise. I don't think he will do it because I think he knows the backlash would be huge. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. Just quickly before we round up, with Arteta, is one of his biggest issues man management? Because that to me is something that you can't learn on a coaching course. You can't learn being an assistant manager. That's something you have to have in you. Is that one of the things that has let him down the most?
A lot of people say that, don't they? And I think we all agree. I think it's very evident that he's trying to do it his way. And maybe it's not got right. I've always said coaches, managers should have to have a psychology degree. You are dealing with 30, 40 individuals who have different problems, day in, day out, away from football.
Mm.
And then they come into you and you're the manager, you're the boss of this crazy what's going on, testosterone, players hating each other at times, girlfriend problems, money problems, gambling problems, whatever it may be. And then you've got to try and manage them and tell them they're maybe not in your plans, or they're maybe not playing, or you want them to do a shift that they don't want to do. For me, I think he's my age. I think Arteta's like my age, isn't he?
Yeah, he's around your age.
It took me all these years to figure everything out with all my kids and all this philosophy stuff of how to manage myself, never mind other people.
Yeah.
So I think it's very evident that he's not very good at managing individuals. And we've seen that with Aubameyang a few times. And that's why we question, is Aubameyang's relationship with Arteta unrepairable? Do you know what I mean? Because of that. But I think he wants to be a dictator. I think he wants it to be that way. But I also think on the flip side, these players look at him and say, bun that, you ain't telling me what to do because you're not nice to me when you need to be nice to me. You got to be, it's like your children, isn't it? If you're just always ruthless with your children and then you ask them to do something for you, realistically, they don't want to do it for you.
Yeah.
If you've got a relationship where your kids can talk with you and you've got a balance, when you ask them to do something they don't really want to do, they'll kick off, but they'll do it in the end.
It's like anything, innit, Fran? You know,
simple.
You're going to do more for somebody you respect than somebody that you're scared of, or they're just using their authority over you, you know?
You've done it.
Yeah.
You would have played for managers where they're fine with you, but then when they ask you to do something you don't want to do, you say, you know what? I'll do it for you, Gaffer. I'll do it for the team today. Even though I don't want to do it, I'll play out of position for you. There's some managers who you would say, man, I'm not running around for you. And you'll play the game, and when the ball's there to be won, because you want the man to get sacked, you ain't putting your health at risk. You let the ball go. You've done it, man. I've done it.
Crazy, isn't it? Fran, give me a prediction for tonight before we get out.
Oh, no, man, are going to switch me off. They're going to unsubscribe.
Well, you've said we're finishing 10th, so I'm not expecting you.
I've gone for a 2-1. I think we'll concede, but I think Brentford, by the way, Brentford finished 3rd in the championship. They do concede goals. I've got Aguirre and Pinnock, depending on how we play, but I do think we'll win. So I've gone for a 2-1. Gone for a 2-1.
It's funny, I went for 2-1 as well to it. I did say that before I knew about Aubameyang and Lacazette. But I'm just gonna stick to it, man. It's the first game. Like you said, Brentford. I watched Brentford a few times last season. They're quite expansive. I think you can score against them, you know. And I think, listen, like I said, it might be a blessing in disguise that we just have a young, vibrant front three and they're just running, you know.
Let's hope. Yeah, man, let's hope. Let's hope that the youth, where we've shown last season, the youth really were the bright spot. Let's hope that the youth say, you know what? Let's deal with Brentford. Everyone's talking, because by the way, in that changing rooms, they will know that people are expecting them to lose tonight. The Arsenal players, and it will be in Arteta's team talk. Yeah. He will be saying, people are expecting you to lose tonight. Do not let that happen at all cost. So we may see an Arsenal that go out, boom, 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 all in people's faces, which we want to see tonight. We want to see that. We don't want to see people shaking in the boots and frightened of a Brentford. We don't want to see that. But let's just hope. Yeah, I'll be doing a watch along. I know you're doing one as well. So I might even try and get in yours at the same time. You know how it works.
Yeah. That's why I have the phone there. Sometimes I'm dropping messages in a man's stream. Yeah, listen, Fran, big up for coming on. I'll be live tonight, people. Scenes FC is back, man. 7:15. Fran, what time are you live?
I don't know, you know. I'll just put some more. I'm probably going to go live just before kickoff.
Yeah.
Just before kickoff. I don't want to try and obviously dampen people's enthusiasm for tonight. A few people need therapy, boy, already.
Boy, I'll tell you, if we lose or draw tonight, Arsenal therapy tomorrow, 2-hour session.
Mate, it's 2-hour session. You're going to have to sign in, know who's here, who's not here. It's a madness.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But listen, on the flip side, if we win, we're top of the league for 24 hours. Enjoy it while it's there. So listen, Fran, thank you very much for coming on at short notice as well. So I appreciate it.
I love it.
And
From
make sure
to Curtis Shaw TV, man. That's life, people.
That's life. Man was sitting in the cinema watching Paw Patrol with his son. Got the message, flew home, you know what I mean? Straight on here.
Yeah, man, it's live. Big up the community as well, man. Big up everyone.
Big up, man. Listen, everyone, make sure you go and subscribe to him, FFTV. Links in the description. He is giving away a PS5, as I said, at the end of this month. You know what I'm saying? They're hard to get right now. It's got to be worth going over. Hard to get. Like this video, over 2,300 of you in here, and make sure you join me tonight for Scenes FC 7:15. It's going to be lively one way or another. You know, big up everyone, big up Fran for coming.